Florida, a city known for its vibrant community and rich history, home of the University of Florida, a prestigious institution that has shaped countless lives, a place where youthful dreams took flight, and the roar of the Gators echoed through the humid air, filling hearts with pride and excitement. Christian Aguilar, a freshman with a bright smile and an even brighter future, was living his dream. He was a beacon of hope and promise. He was a good kid, the type who called his parents every day, sharing his daily experiences and joys. He loved music, movies, and spending time with his family and his high school sweetheart, Erica. His passions were simple, yet profound. They had big plans, dreams woven together with the threads of young love, envisioning a future filled with endless possibilities. Life was good. Christian's parents, Carlos and Claudia, had instilled in him the importance of family, faith, and hard work. These values were the foundation of his character, guiding him through every step of his journey. He carried their values with him to Gainesville, eager to embrace the challenges and triumphs that lay ahead, ready to make his mark. Little did they know, a dark cloud was about to engulf their son's bright future, casting a shadow of fear and uncertainty over their lives. A nightmare was about to unfold in the heart of the Gator Nation, one that would test the very core of their strength and resilience, shaking them to their foundations. It was a Friday, September 20th, 2012. The sun beat down on the bustling university campus as students went about their day, moving between classes and socializing with friends. Christian, full of youthful energy and excitement, had plans to hang out with his friend Pedro Bravo that afternoon. They had been close friends in high school in Miami, and now their paths had crossed again in Gainesville, rekindling their old bond. But as the hours ticked by, a chilling silence descended over the day. Christian wasn't answering his phone, which was unusual for him. His usual cheerful texts were conspicuously absent, adding to the growing concern. Carlos and Claudia, their hearts pounding with a growing unease, tried to reach their son, but their calls went straight to voicemail, heightening their anxiety. A knot of dread tightened in their stomachs. Something was definitely wrong. Their usually dependable son wouldn't just disappear without a word. He always kept them informed about his whereabouts and plans. Panic began to set in as darkness fell, and still there was no sign of Christian. The night seemed endless. The Aguilar family's world was about to be turned upside down, their worst fears beginning to take shape in the shadows of that agonizing night. The uncertainty was unbearable. A missing person report was filed the next day, and the search for Christian began. The community rallied together, distributing flyers and sharing his photo on social media, hoping for any lead that could bring him home. Hope and fear intertwined as the Aguilars clung to the belief that their son would be found safe. They organized vigils, praying for his return, their hearts heavy with worry but steadfast in their hope. Pedro Bravo became a person of interest. He was the last person known to have seen Christian, and his behavior drew the attention of the investigators. When questioned, Pedro's story was riddled with inconsistencies, raising more questions than answers. His nervous demeanor and shifting accounts only deepened the mystery. He claimed to have left Christian after a fight, but his account of the events kept changing. Each retelling seemed to introduce new details, making it hard for the police to discern the truth. Whispers of Pedro's past infatuation with Christian's girlfriend, Erica, began to circulate, adding another layer of complexity to the already tangled web of suspicion. Friends and acquaintances started to talk, their gossip fueling the fire of speculation. The investigation intensified, and the authorities meticulously pieced together clues, desperately searching for any sign of Christian's whereabouts. They combed through evidence, hoping to find a breakthrough.
What month did you get here?
July.
And when did Christian come?
I think it's the end of June, the 26th or the...
When in July do you think that you and Christian had some kind of verbal discussion that y'all wanted to
be together?
kind of be together, yeah. You remember?
It was early. It was like maybe July 2nd or July 3rd. I remember, like...
You were here in Gainesville when you had that?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you finally sever your relationship with Pedro? What month was that?
That was late June. I felt like he was very, like, after I did break up with him, he was very possessive. Like, he was very, like, I want this and I want this. Like it was kind of like, I don't care what you're feeling right now. Like, I want to be with you, and nothing else is gonna matter. Like, nothing else. I felt that possessive kind of thing. Alyssa Ortiz hacked into Christian's information on his email.
Mm-hmm.
His ex-girlfriend's name is Alyssa Ortiz. She saw something, and she's like, oh, you're dating Erica? Like, oh, hold on, let me, like, by the way, I told Pedro about this, so,
Alyssa went in there and put this out there.
Yeah, we had just started, and we were trying it out, we were happy, so, and Alyssa's the one that she told Pedro, and I guess she didn't realize how hard he took the breakup.
So you find out that your ex-boyfriend is dating Erica, and you let Pedro know that he's dating his ex-girlfriend.
Right.
And then Christian gets killed.
Well, I honestly did not think Christian would be in danger at all. I thought it was Pedro.
Christian was planning to come here anyway because he got accepted to U.S. Pedro came here for Erica.
Right. When did Erica get accepted into U.S.?
She didn't get it. She goes to San Fe.
You said it a couple of times that Pedro moved up here for Erica.
Yeah.
And I can assume, but I'm not going to assume. You mean that because
he told me.
In what way?
What do you,
in other words, was he in love with Erica?
Yeah, they were in a 3-year relationship, almost 3-year relationship, and she broke up with him before the summer because she was going to come up here, and so he came here kind of to like get her back.
I mean, I think I heard a rumor that he might be coming up, and at that point I was just like, no, that's crazy, and I was hoping that if he was going to come up, he would confront me first, like, because normal people don't just pick up all their stuff and go up to Gainesville for a girl.
Rosa tells us that I guess they were driving and Pedro saw you and stopped you. Did you see Pedro before that?
No, that was the first.
That was the first time you saw him.
That was the first time I saw him since he got up here.
Did he ask you about yours and Christian's relationship?
He did, and at that point, he was joking, like he was talking about killing himself. He didn't make jokes about it, and I was just at the point like, no, we're not really dating, we're just hanging out. I didn't know what to do. I told Christian later when I got home, I was like, listen, I didn't confirm that we were dating. I said that we're hanging out.
I was with him that day because we were like driving past US and we saw her walking. So he kind of just got out of the car and followed her, and we started talking. That was 2 weeks ago. He was okay with it. The thing about Chris, when he told me that he wanted to talk to Chris, was to kind of fix things because, the whole thing was going on that, like, Chris knew that Pedro was mad about, like, possibly him going out with Erica, but Pedro thought they weren't going out because Erica said they weren't going out. So he just wanted to, like, kind of clear the air, kind of, dude, I'm sorry, this whole misunderstanding. So, that's...
But it really wasn't a misunderstanding.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah.
Matt Geckel was our digital forensics investigator. He was able to get a hold of the 2 carriers. We had a search warrant for the phone for both the victim, for Christian's, and for Pedro Bravo's. He was able to determine that they were both in the same location for a long period of time, which was Walmart on Northwest 13th Street at the time. He was able to tell that Christian's phone was turned off intentionally. We started doing search warrants for his residence, his apartment that he shared. We located equipment and items belonging to Christian that were hidden in a closet inside of an empty suitcase, just to kind of confirm that something foul play had happened.
I've been doing this for 30 years. I know when somebody's coming back. When they ain't coming back, they ain't coming back. You know he's not coming back.
on a subsequent search warrant, we found capsules of like a sleeping pills that had been taken apart. Powder had been poured out of it, and these had been disposed of in the trash. Found a receipt for a shovel, where he purchased a shovel, purchased the pills.
Several days before Christian's disappearance, we can confirm that Pedro Bravo did purchase a shovel and a roll of duct tape.
Then we were able to show that Pedro had put his phone into airplane mode, and that makes it so that you can't track. When it was in airplane mode, he used his flashlight app to have light for 40-something minutes. We were able to get surveillance video from a car wash, right, not too far from his residence, where when he first turned his phone back from airplane mode to back to normal, he was there washing his vehicle like 1 o'clock in the morning for about 10 minutes.
And then, of course, at 4 o'clock in the morning, he answers the phone, and it's Erica calling, saying, "Where's Chris?" Right? So, with all that information, once that's gathered, we have a very, very good picture of what has happened. The world does not know it, but we know what has happened. He's burying a body. We know he's burying a body because we can, why is he washing his car in the middle of the night? Because he's been in the woods. Right.
And we did a search warrant on his vehicle where we found a journal that had some indications about planning to do something with Christian. It also had presence of blood on the carpet, and we had lime rock that was recovered from under the wheel wells, and that the closest place to having lime rock from here would be headed west towards Levy County. We were doing a search warrant on him for pictures of his hands and arms and different things, and I was asked by the then state attorney if you had a body right now of Christian, would you charge him with murder? And I said yes, and he said then charge.
The investigation took a turn when surveillance footage from a Walmart revealed Pedro buying a shovel and duct tape just days before Christian's disappearance. The chilling discovery sent shivers down the spines of investigators and fueled the growing suspicion that something sinister had befallen Christian. Phone records painted a grim picture, showing that Pedro had turned off his phone for a period on the day Christian vanished, only to turn it back on in a remote area far from where he claimed to have last seen him. Meanwhile, the Aguilars, their faces etched with worry, had traveled to Gainesville, their hearts heavy with a parent's worst nightmare. They tirelessly distributed flyers with Christian's picture, their voices hoarse from pleading for any information about their son. The community rallied around them, offering support and prayers, but the question remained, where was Christian? Days turned into weeks, and the search for Christian continued. Carlos, fueled by an unyielding determination to find his son, organized search parties that combed through the vast, unforgiving woods surrounding Gainesville. Every rustle of leaves, every snapping twig, ignited a flicker of hope that quickly turned to ashes when it led to another dead end. The emotional toll on the Aguilar family was immeasurable. Claudia, her eyes swollen from crying, clung to her faith, praying for a miracle. Erica, consumed by grief and guilt, replayed her last moments with Christian in her mind, desperately searching for any clue that might lead to his safe return. The community watched in anguish as the once vibrant family was slowly being crushed under the weight of their unbearable loss. In a shocking turn of events, Pedro Bravo, while in jail on a separate charge related to Christian's disappearance, confided in a fellow inmate, confessing to his horrific crime. He revealed that he had drugged Christian, strangled him in a fit of jealous rage, and then buried his body in a shallow grave in the woods. The motive, he claimed, stemmed from his obsession with Erica and his desire to eliminate Christian from their lives. The inmate's testimony sent shockwaves through the community. The Aguilars, their hearts shattered into a million pieces, were forced to confront the devastating truth that their beloved son was gone, taken from them in a senseless act of violence fueled by jealousy and possessiveness. After a grueling trial that captivated the nation, Pedro Bravo was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The verdict, while providing a small measure of justice, did little to ease the pain of Christian's loss. The Aguilars, their faces etched with a mixture of grief and relief, addressed the court, their voices trembling with emotion as they spoke of their son's infectious laugh, his kind heart, and the gaping hole his absence had left in their lives. The judge, visibly moved by their words, condemned Pedro's actions, calling them cold, calculated, and utterly senseless. He spoke of the devastating impact the crime had had on the Aguilar family, the community, and society as a whole. In the aftermath of the trial, the Aguilar family faced the daunting task of rebuilding their lives without Christian. They established the Christian Aguilar Memorial Foundation in his honor, dedicated to promoting personal safety and supporting families of missing persons. They channeled their grief into advocacy, determined to ensure that their son's legacy would live on. The University of Florida community, forever marked by the tragedy, implemented new safety measures and counseling services for students. Christian's story served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of unchecked jealousy and rage. Despite the guilty verdict and Pedro's confession, some questions remain unanswered. What transpired between Christian and Pedro in those final moments? What led to such a brutal and senseless act of violence? The answers, lost to the shadows of that fateful day, continue to haunt the Aguilars, a constant reminder of the precious life taken too soon. Christian Aguilar's story is a tragic reminder of the enduring power of love, the importance of family, and the devastating impact of violence. His memory lives on through the countless lives he touched and the unwavering commitment of his family to honor his legacy by fighting for justice and promoting safety and understanding. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Existential Evidence Homicide Files. If you found this story intriguing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss out on our next deep dive into the darkest corners of true crime. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to stay updated whenever a new mystery drops. Let us know in the comments below if you have any thoughts, theories, or cases you'd like us to cover. Remember, stay curious, stay safe, and always question the evidence. Until next time, take care.